Hi, everyone. So we're going to make some videos of introducing ourselves. So it's Taylor's turn now. I posted mine a couple days ago. So Taylor, tell us all about you.
Woo! All right. So, whenever you're in the hot seat, then all of a sudden everything just leaves your mind. You're like, I don't
It's
know who.
true. It's
You're like,
true.
I know nothing about myself. Am I real? um, so I guess I'll start off with the easy thing. My name's Taylor. Um, I have like 5 billion nicknames that people call me. Like I just continue to collect them over the years. Um, Most notably, I'd say the ones that are the most common are Tater Tot, Tater, and Tay. So I'll go and respond to any of those. Um, I've also most recently, because this one just made me laugh hysterically, most recently was called Turd Nugget. And
I prefer crispy bacon.
well, yeah, I should say crispy bacon is another good one because that one came about this past summer. Dana and I went to the Highland Games that we have out here by where I live, and she proceeded to not get burnt at all. I mean, like she had a little bit of burning on the tip of her nose. I, however, am so white that I burned like a bitch. Like my skin was the color of Dana's hair. I was so freaking red. I had sunglass tan lines.
Mm.
I had sock lines. All of it was hot and burny. And then it had the indecency to, as you can see, I'm still really white because I don't get to keep any sort of tan. I just burn and go back to being white because that's so much fun. There's no reward for it for me. Um, so let's see things about myself. You now know my name. I'm a member of the LGBTQ plus all of the other ones that I can't think of. Or
2SO.
I would say yeah, I can never remember all of them. I'm a lesbian, so I get to represent that.
No, I'm kidding.
That's it. Podcast is done. You hid this for me for too long. Uh, I always joke because I always tell people that it's fairly obvious. Like today, well, actually, no, that's a lie. I was going to say I'm not wearing any plaid, but my jammy bottoms that you all can't see are plaid.
Yeah. By the way, folks, she told me last year going to a drag show that lesbians wear plaid while I had a plaid shirt on.
I
No
I
wonder
didn't know.
no wonder some of those women were like this at me at that drag show. Anywho, go on.
That was the best. Just the look on your face when I was like, you do realize, like, I can't believe that your gay brother didn't tell you that. As you're like,
Right?
yeah, and him just sitting there like, I thought you knew. Like, nah, I think he was just trying to whore out his sister. He's like, go get us free drinks. Go over there. It's fine. Yeah, she seems real friendly. Go over there.
Yeah, go make friends with the bartender.
So, uh, I'm like Dana. I absolutely love video games. Uh, like for example, on my my Xbox One, I have 200 plus games on it. And I play about five because I'm like all gamers where you're like, oh, look, I got the brand new games. I'm going to replay Mass Effect for the 5 millionth time because I know how it goes.
That and like the game could be 3 years old and suddenly you get an alert that they updated it or they added to it and you're like, God damn!
Yep.
Dying Light 2.
For me, I have been playing the Assassin's Creed franchise since it initially came out in 2009, I believe, was the very first one.
That was one of the very first ones that we got Brendan for the Xbox 360.
Yep.
Was
That
Assassin's Creed.
that was the first game that I got for my Xbox 360 because I remember my mom took me to Walmart and she was like, "Okay, honey, pick out your Xbox." I was like, "I want this one." She's like, "Okay, well, pick out two games that you can have." I picked it. I don't even remember what the other one was. I don't even freaking care. But then I was like, oh, "It's the Assassin's Creed game. It looks so cool, Mom." Grabbed the Assassin's Creed game, came home, and it was back when consoles first came out, and it was so cool because you could stand them upright. Yeah, well, fuck you, Xbox 360. I stood you upright. I played hours of Assassin's Creed and then proceeded to like run by it because I was a kid-ish, somewhere around there. And over it went.
Oh, I thought maybe you got the red ring of death.
I honestly never got the red ring of death until my... Was it that Xbox? It might have been that Xbox. But it was...
my fourth one.
I was trying to think. I'm like, it led me to getting... It must have been my second one, because my first one, it just ended up dying eventually one day. Whereas, you play me too much, leave me alone. And then I got the second, I got one of the black Xboxes, and then it was like, okay, that one eventually got the red ring of death, where I was like, oh, I've heard of you. I've never seen you. Then I got the Xbox Elite, and it never happened again. So I have been playing video games since I can remember watching my father play video games on his PlayStation. I remember watching like the original Quake games, Duke Nukem 3D. And I can remember my mom had no idea what happened in these games. Like, she gets motion sickness really bad. So she can't watch video games too often. She does now for some of them that I'll play. Like, I absolutely love The Walking Dead, the game. Anything by Telltale. Like, for me, it's a good sign, not just a phenomenal sign of a game when you can rip my heart out, tear it to shreds, and make me feel. And that is exactly what The Walking Dead, the game, did to me, where I played it, and because it's not a super fast moving game, my mom was able to watch it, and she's like, this is like watching you play a movie, because you get to make, it's all choice driven. So you get to make decisions, and what your choices are literally picks who lives and who dies. And when you get to the end, spoiler alerts, I'm telling people shit. It's been out for a long time now. You're getting spoilers. At the end of the first season, because they did it, it's episodic. So you have, I can't remember, it's I think 5 episodes in the first season. And when you get to the end, you play this character named Lee. He finds this little girl named Clementine, and he takes care of her from the very first episode, and you grow attached to her. Like, you teach her, like, okay, this is how you're going to get away from the zombies. Yeah, we're going to go try and find your mom and dad down in, I think it's Atlanta. That's where we go to. And that's the entire premise of the first season. So you go through, she ends up losing her best friend in it because the kid gets bitten. You lose all of the favorite characters. You get to the very end, you're with Lee. He ends up getting bitten trying to find you because you've run off. And you get to the very end after you found her, and he says, okay, grab the handcuffs. You handcuff him to a radiator, and then he says, okay, Clem, you know how I taught you to finish off a zombie? He's like, you can do it, Sweet Pea. You can do it. I'm sitting there playing that game, tears streaking down my damn face, as I'm trying to decide. I'm deciding the fate of this kid, of whether or not she's going to end him or leave him there and go off and try and live her life. I'm like, this isn't fair to Clementine. Oh my God. And then you get to continue the story, and the story literally follows her all the way through. So in the first one, you play Lee, you raise her. In the second one, you actually get to play her and form more of her character. In the third one, you play another character and you get to meet her. And I had a sense of pride. I was like, that's my girl. I raised her. She knows how to take on zombies. Right, you tell him, Clem. And then in the...
Your motherly instincts kicked in.
I am never going to have kids. Let me tell everyone that right now. I don't want to have kids, but I have video game children that I'm like, you will not hurt Clementine. You will not hurt Ellie, because that's the other, like, The Walking Dead, the game, my number 1 favorite zombie. My second, very, very close, like, it's almost tied for first place, is The Last of Us.
It's because
Oh,
my
my
man's
heart.
in it.
You're like, Pedro's there to make it all better. It's the way that game was, and let me tell you, I was afraid when I heard that they were putting it into a TV show because there's so many horrible video game to show or movie adaptations where they ruin it. And let me tell you, I'm an avid book reader, just like Dana. I'm not as fast as she is, but I am. And one of my most all-time despised book to movie adaptation are the Mortal Instruments.
Yes.
To this day, like, I got the books. I don't even remember how I started reading them, but I got into the books and I thought they were fantastically well done. The characters, I absolutely loved them. I was so excited when they said the movie was coming out. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. It's going to be so good. The anger I felt. I ranted and raved about it for a solid week long. Like, I would walk into a room and startle my mom. Because I'd walk in and be like, you know what else fucking sucked about that movie? And you know what else they did wrong? Still to this day. Like, she's been like, you know what? Maybe we should try rewatching it. Maybe it's not so bad. And I'm like, no. They fucked up the entire thing. From start to finish, they messed up the entire thing. It's so stupid how it even ended. Doesn't even make sense because now it doesn't even make sense. Why would you have any more movies after that? Why would you have any more books? It's stupid.
Yeah.
Then Netflix went and did the TV show. Now, again, they changed things. It's not a great adaptation by any means. There's still a lot of differences, but it is miles better than that horrible movie.
Yeah.
And they got so much more right with it where I'm like, okay, this is a lot better. This is a lot better. I can handle this. This is okay. I can deal with this. Plus, in it, so while you have Pedro Pascal, I have a long list of ladies from Hollywood. However, one of the reasons why I absolutely loved Mortal Instruments was because, and I'm never 100% sure if I'm saying her name right or not, but Lena Headey, she plays Cersei in Game of Thrones. And I've had a thing for her since Game of Thrones. And a fun side fact, she actually is in I think it's my all-time favorite lesbian movie. Because there's a lot of lesbian movies out there that I'm not a fan of. They're just never really well done. They're always meh. But, and I'm going to look it up because I always say it in the wrong freaking order every time that I say the damn movie. Doesn't matter how much I love it. Aha, I was actually remembering it now. Imagine Me and You. And it's her and apparently like her best friend in it did a movie together where they end up falling in love. And it's a lighthearted, cute romance. And I freaking love it to pieces. And it's probably mostly because she's in it. So that's one of the reasons why I like that particular adaptation. As I can hear like a frog coming in my throat here. It's like, what the hell is happening?
Stop eating the amphibians.
But they're so tasty. Let me make this clear. I don't actually eat frog legs. That stuff grody.
Sorry. My dad ate them. My whole family eats them except me. I don't even like seafood. I think the best I can do is tuna out of a can, and even then, I gotta add about 50 dill pickles and half a bottle of mayo.
I think that's probably the reason why I like tuna is because like it's a mayo conduit. You just put. What are you doing? I just gotta add more mayo. Hold on. I'm just gonna eat the damn mayo right out of the container.
Would you like some tuna with your mayo?
Nah, you can keep the tuna. It's fine. So let's see what else about me. So obviously the video games. This is the first time that I'm actually gonna truthfully say it out loud. It literally just stuck in my throat with anxiety, like the frog legs held it down. I am a writer. Dana's like, oh my God, I'm so proud. So for the first time last year, I actually posted something publicly. It's a fanfic, so I will add the addendum of, along with being a writer, I am a gigantic, and I mean gigantic, Star Wars nerd. So I read the old expanded universe, the current expanded universe. I watch all of the TV shows, all of the movies. I have all of the video games. Like, you name it, I'm into it. So the first thing that I published was actually a short story I did for a Star Wars fanfic. So I posted that last year, got lots of anxiety about it when I'm like, I finally did it. I posted it for the world to see.
I'm gonna go vomit now.
That's exactly it. And then the goal for this year is actually to write something that, if I so desire, I could actually self-publish. So I am slowly working on that.
And you know who can help you with that? Some of the indie authors we're going to be talking to, because a lot of them self-publish.
I had a feeling as soon as I said it, you're going to be like, yeah, you know who's going to be good for that? We'll have people here. So that'll be the plan for this year, and I'm slowly working away on it. And one of my best friends is also an author, and whether she likes it or not, I'm always probably going to like throw her out there just because she's been such a big help for us already. Her name's Sonia. I'll have to ask her what she goes by, what she prefers to go by for her author work. So that way, then when all the link trees and stuff start adding up, I'll just be like, yeah, here we go. We got her link too, because she's getting promoted through us. God damn it. So yeah, so that's some stuff about me. And I too have. Oh, hey, you can actually see both. You can see tattoos. I have that. I have one on my shoulder. Sometime in the very near future, I'll be getting another one on the opposite arm. So, you know, I too am addicted to tattoos. I just can't always afford them.
Amen.
Yeah. I'm also so along with being like a video game nerd, and it always sounds weird to me when I say the thoughts out loud where I'm like, yeah, I love Mass Effect. I absolutely love Star Wars. Those are very futuristic things. And yet, my favorite time periods to read about are ancient histories. So I have floor to ceiling bookshelves. And in the one that I have, 3 over here, all of it is just history based. Absolutely none of this is fantasy. It's all 100% history. So I have my Greek, I have Rome, I have mythologies, I have French, and the most important one to me is ancient Egypt. That's my main go-to. Absolutely love it. I love to learn anything and everything about it. Even my artwork, as I'm now looking on there, I'm like, oh yeah, Egypt, Star Wars. And because I've talked about it on the other old podcast, I'll also add in that I am a practicing witch as well. So I'm sure that topic will come up sporadically through episodes. And a random side note of, I also bruise really easily.
Okay.
I just happen to look down like bruise. And I know where one of them came from. I have 52 bruises on me, and I know where one of them came from.
Mama, she's beating you.
I knew it. She's doing it when I'm sleeping. She's taking advantage. She's like, aha. So, and like Dana, I'm also a huge animal lover. I think one of my like goals in life is that I want to go to like one of those wolf sanctuaries, and I want to go play with wolves.
And like I want to go to Costa Rica when the sea turtles are being born so I can throw them fuckers right in the ocean before any of the predators get them.
You get
maybe
none
smuggle
of these.
a few home in my underwear. Not, I have a pool. Oh, I love sea turtles. Sea turtle.
So I would say, I love the fact that we both have the animal. Like for you have the sea turtle. For me, I have the wolf. If you can, there it is. And for me, like I would give my left arm to have a wolf pup.
Oh.
There's a place I'll say around here, like about an hour away, where it's an animal sanctuary, just because they take in the animals from, I was going to say like debunked circuses, and take care of them until they pass away. So they had wolf pups the one year, and we went during around my birthday, so like earlier on in the season. And I went in there and I'm like, okay, like I pet all of the animals. I was there when there were no fences. Okay, I'm petting the damn animals. They bite me, I don't care. They can draw blood.
I hear you.
And in the one pen, they had the pups. They weren't big enough yet to go in the bigger pen with the rest of the pack. So I was like leaning over the side, I'm like, oh, who's the cutest puppies? Who's the bestest ones? And the one was a jealous little puppy. Every time that I pet the other one, it was like, excuse me, nom nom, no, me. You only pet me. And I was like, okay, you get the love too. You get the love, you get the love, you get the love. Everyone gets the love. I'm taking you two home. Come on, get in the car. So yes, so that's I think that's a little bit about me. There will be more that will come out when the episodes come out, just because more and more things will just be like, oh yeah, hey, also this. And for
Yeah.
me, I don't really have, I guess Dan Brown would probably, or Wilbur Smith. Dan Brown or Wilbur Smith would be my favorite authors. It's because I probably have the most books by them. Yeah, we'll go with those two. Yeah. All right. I think that basically wraps up enough about me. So we can't wait to hear hear interactions from you guys and get to know some of our listeners a little bit. And I'm excited to have the indie authors on and absorb some of their knowledge on how they've done things.
Yes, I think it's going to be good. I'm excited for this podcast because it's all the topics that we love, but none of our friends want to hear about when we talk about them.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, even when one of the things I know, there's going to be episodes dedicated to freaking Lord of the Rings, because both of us are nerds for it, and her even more so than me. Like, obviously, as you guys heard in the last little clip, she's going to be getting the freaking Balrog on her. Like, we're dedicated to this stuff, and you guys are going to have to listen to me drone on about Star Wars. Like, I'm probably going to get friends on here and be like, guys, talk about Star Wars with me. And Dana, unfortunately, to her dismay, knows about Star Wars because of her husband.
So the little side story to that, my husband was like, let's watch Star Wars. At the time, he wasn't my husband. We were dating. We literally just started dating. And he's like, let's watch Star Wars. I'm like, all right. I've never seen it. I have no interest in it. 10 months later, our daughter was born. And I've never watched Star Wars since. Although I did watch The Mandalorian.
Yeah, we all know why she watches that.
And Ahsoka.
Ahsoka, yes.
And
Boba Fett, I think you saw.
Yeah, I watched Boba Fett.
And I think you guys watched Kenobi.
Yeah, we watched Kenobi.
Yeah, I think basically any of the new stuff coming out you've watched.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying because, like, my husband does love Star Wars and that. I'm trying. I try to get interested, just like he's trying to like drag queens, because I like. And it's 50-50 people.
And I'm going to say, because I will always promote Star Wars: The Clone Wars. And let me tell everyone, I know it's an animated series. I know everyone's going to sit there and go, oh my God, it's a child show. It is not. Watch it. There are plenty of parts where you watch it and I would have been like, no, there's no way that I ever would have let a kid watch several episodes, because I just saw a meme this past week where it was, oh, the Clone Wars is an animated show. It's a kid's show. And as they walk by in one of the scenes, if I remember correctly, it's in Jabba the Hutt's palace, they carry a tray of 3 decapitated, severed heads that just walk by on screen, and they literally watch it. That is the main focal point of the particular scene. And whoop, there's the 3 heads. Like, there's no question about what happened to those bodies. Like, they're dead. So
listen, I'm a bad mom too.
to me, it's one of those things of trust me, give it a watch. The first season it's finding its feet, so it's a little more jumbly, I'll say. But holy crap, it is probably one of my all-time favorite TV shows. And even my mom watches it with me. Like I force her to half the time, but she'll watch it and she's like, "Oh yeah, this is why I love Ahsoka because of this." I'm like, "Oh, you're watching it?" She's like, "Shut up."
I'm reading.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Or I'm watching my competitive eaters on TikTok.
Heard that
you,
freaking
mama.
Yeah, I would say little side story about that. So my mom, I'll probably talk about it in episodes. My mom got deathly ill twice, and she was not able to eat. She had to have a feeding tube the second time. The first time they gave her nothing, and she ate neither times. Um, and her weird obsession became watching competitive eaters, which made no sense to any of the rest of us. When we'd walk in, it was like, "What are you watching?" "I'm watching Randy eat so much food. It's like 20 pounds of food." Meanwhile, she has had like 1 liter of Jevity for her meal of the day. Like, you can't eat. Why are you watching this? And that was her weird thing that she's just continued to this day. Okay, and on that note, thank you for listening. Yep. I want to say thank you for listening to my long-winded introduction. And now you guys know how nerdy I am, and I'm excited for this podcast. Woo!
Yay! So hopefully, like I said, in the next couple of weeks, we'll have an actual full episode up, and life will be good. We look forward to entering into your headspace. Yeah.
I'm excited.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
See ya.